speaking to Scott Boom Boom Malone, who will face Jack Shore at Cagewarriors 104 in Cardiff in the Viola Arena on April 27th. Scott, after your victory over Josh Reed at Cagewarriors 100, you were within touching distance of this fight. You campaigned for it. How does it feel now it's in your hand?
It does feel a bit surreal. I was obviously calling for it, so I feel it was time. After all the pull-ups I've had over the years, I definitely think it was my time.
Yeah, I want to talk a bit about that. I mean, you felt like your early career was kind of being held back by guys not showing up to fight. I counted 9 pull-outs on Tapology this morning in the space of 2 years, and that doesn't even include any amateur fights. Did you think that this day was never going to come?
No, from the moment that I started MMA, Cagewarriors was one of the sort of things that I seen first. I really got into Cagewarriors at the start, and I said to one of my coaches, I'm going to be Cagewarriors champion one day. And then I'm going to go to the UFC. That's exactly what I said. I feel that's what's going to happen.
Completely. Well, going back to that fight with Josh Reed, a lot of people tipped it to be, fight of the night, 3-round war. You kind of got in and out of there without taking any damage. Was that the way you saw it going leading up to the fight?
No. I definitely never. I thought Josh was going to come out swinging. He threw a couple of shots. I got the takedown quite easily, which surprised me. He sort of rolled me into the armbar as well, but it was on. As soon as I had his arm, I knew it was there. It was just a matter of sort of being patient, and sticking with it, and then getting it, and finishing it.
This is the third Tillery man on the list, obviously. Jason Jenkins, Josh Reed. Does that give you confidence, knowing that they've thought they've had your number twice and been unsuccessful?
Yeah, I think maybe Richard Shaw's probably going to hate me by the end of this, but again, there's nothing against any of these guys. It's just they just seem to be the best guys that are in the country at the moment, so that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Especially at Bantamweight, but a bit on social media, a common theme that I kind of saw from you and your followers was you were very sceptical that you were going to get this fight in the first place. In all honesty, did you think that this fight was coming your way?
I genuinely didn't think he was going to take it. All my fans were calling for it. They were getting a bit of abuse on Facebook and stuff. That was nothing to do with me. But yeah, I genuinely didn't think I was going to get it, and my managers were starting sort of to look for other things. I actually got offered another fight for Liverpool, but I didn't want it. Like, the guy I was fighting with, it would have done nothing for me beating this guy. Like, it would have been just another name, you know what I mean? And it wasn't even like a big name. It would have just been another fight.
Bouland?
No, it wasn't Bouland. It was I can't remember the guy's name now. Big Bad Wolf or something he gets called. I think he was a flyweight.
Right.
He's from Liverpool. He was like, his record was like, I think it was like 9-6 or something.
Brian Creighton. He trains out of Hammer.
That's the one. Nothing against the guy, but beating him wouldn't have put me any further. You know what I mean? I don't think that would have been any further. I was looking for maybe the fight with Bullen or Jack. Jack obviously would be the fight to make for me. And when I seen Bullen get matched with Corey Tate, then I was calling for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think about Jack's performance with Eckendale? Because we spoke before, and you said that you thought it maybe could be Eckendale's night if he was able to control the distance.
No, I actually said Jack's night. I think Jack would have took it.
Did you see him being as dominant as he was?
No, I never seen him. I thought he was going to need to fight a little bit more to get out of the grappling exchanges and stuff. He done really well to control Eckendale on the ground, which I didn't think. I thought Eckendale would be a lot stronger than him. But yeah, he done really well.
When you're saying that you really didn't think that they'd match you up with Jack, why is that? Just because he's their kind of golden boy, undefeated, sells out Cardiff shows every other week?
I think he's their poster boy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think I'm going to be I know I'm going to be the guy to beat Jack. He's never had a loss in his career. He's young, and I think he's got like a really, really bright future ahead of him. But I feel like this is my time, and I'm going to take that belt.
How do you deal with the pressure and intensity of coming into this fight? Because I don't want to build it up in your estimations, but this isn't a game-changing fight for you. This is a life-changing fight for you.
To be honest, the pressure's not really on me. The pressure's on Jack. Jack's fighting in front of his home crowd. Jack's unbeaten. Jack's seemingly been called up for the UFC twice. You know what I mean? This is for me a big change in career. Like this fight obviously means everything to me. but I don't feel there's any pressure on me. I think there's a lot more pressure on him. Yeah, but as always.
Richard Shore proclaimed Jack the best wrestler in Europe on social media, which sparked a few of your teammates to beg to differ.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Just agree to disagree.
Perfect. But what do you think the big threats are from Jack? Obviously his wrestling is coming on leaps and bounds. He seems so strong and so smothering from top.
Yeah. He's got a good top game. His boxing's pretty good. His whole game's good. You know what I mean? He's no bad anywhere. He's a really good fighter, and I like it because he's really respectful and stuff. But I just feel I'm going to be that extra bit stronger, just extra bit quicker, extra bit more explosive, and I'm going to have more power.
You're just back from 3 weeks training in California at Team Alpha Male. How was that? I mean, I mentioned it briefly off the camera, but it's a bit of a brief time to go out there for. I mean, it seems like you're maybe almost getting over the jet lag and it's time to go home.
Yeah. The day I landed was the day after sparring day, so I think I'll plan that better the next time I go out. 3 weeks, it seems a short time, but obviously when you're out there getting the training for 3 weeks is great. But I've got a family. I mean, I've got kids. I've got a wife. I've got work commitments. My boss wasn't very happy about me going away for 3 weeks in the first place, so I had to make do with what I had. But yeah, the amount I learned in 3 weeks was amazing. By the end of it, I wasn't want to go home, and I was really kind of gutted, but at the same time I was wanting to see my family. I think that definitely the next time I ever go over, I'm going to take my family, and that was.
When you look at Jack, you know, he's 23, doing this full time. I'm assuming treated very well by sponsors. You know, he trains 4 times a day. You're getting up, going to a building site. You've got a family to provide for. Do you think that provides you with a certain kind of grit and determination that he can't know yet?
Exactly. I don't think he's maybe like training hard, but I don't think he wants it more than me. You know what I mean? I don't think maybe that he doesn't deserve it as much as me, but I think I deserve it more. Yeah. Like the work that I go through, everything I go through, I get up like super early in the morning, do some training before I go to work, graft all day, and it's not an easy job scaffolding. Come home straight into this gym. You know what I mean, I'm giving up all my time for my family, giving up time for friends, like just training pretty much all the time now. I've got some clients that I do for PTs and stuff as well, trying to fit that in around obviously everything else, but yeah, I just think nobody works as hard as me.
Yeah.
And people around me they'll back me up on this, like they'll know that nobody works as hard as me, and when I come in this gym I give 100%, you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely. So, it sounds like a cliche question, but when you see this fight with Jack playing out in your head, what do you see the outcome of it being?
I don't see it going past 3 rounds.
Interesting.
I don't see it going past 3 rounds. I think I'm going to finish him. I don't say how, but I think I'm going to finish him.
I noticed when you said at the end of the Adam Anderson fight, you finished him 1 minute into the 3rd round. I remember you saying in the post-fight interview with Andy Freelander that you had nothing less. Do you think that your cardio and conditioning has improved since that fight?
I think on that fight, my cardio was great.
It was a high output from both of you as well.
Yeah, it was a high output. It was a good fight. I just think I never refueled properly. Like, I went away, I was eating like stupid things. I just literally had a coffee and chips before I fought. I never realised I was going to be on so quick. So I never really had time for my food to digest or nothing. Like after the fight I spewed. But it was just like everything burnt out me in that, 2.5 rounds or 3 rounds. But this time I'm like well more prepared. The weight's going to be down. I've already been doing loads and loads of stuff for Adam, strength and conditioning coach. He's got me like running different speeds, different things, different distances. I was doing all his weights and on top of my own training that I'm doing, so I'll 100% be prepared. Let's
talk a bit about Adam Lusby of Enhanced Sport Performance. Yeah. It seems like from what he's putting out about your improvements, it seems like you've kind of gone to strength from working with him.
Honestly.
Do you feel stronger than you ever have, even in the judo days?
Yeah, like I cannot praise Adam enough. He's like does so much for me. He's strength and conditioning stuff's amazing. He's getting me stronger and stronger. I don't know if you've seen the video the other day, like doing pull-ups, you know what I mean? Like that's all through him. He's got me doing, like I just said a minute ago, different runs that some of them are killing me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, where was this before? I would go maybe long runs, do some sprints, but he's got me like different distances, different speeds, different times, and it's good because he puts everything in his athletes, and I think he's amazing.
You know, like you said, Jack's already been approached by the UFC. You've mentioned UFC already in this interview. Yeah. Could you see that if you beat Jack, you potentially get signed immediately? And the only reason I say that is because I remember when Paddy was the kind of poster boy of Cagewarriors, when Nad beat him and it was kind of a surprise to everyone, he got signed immediately without a title defence. Yeah. Is that something that could maybe happen to you, do you think?
That's the way I see it going.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully by the end of the night, I'm not even caring about the belt. The belt's nothing to me. Like, Jack's the guy I want to beat.
Yeah.
The belt means nothing to me. It's just a belt.
I was about to ask you that. You know, Jack's obviously 10-0, the poster boy. What means more to you, winning the world title or defeating Jack Shore?
Defeating Jack, 100%. Especially because the whole thing about him being called for the UFC twice. I think that I just feel he's going to be my key to the UFC, and not even just the UFC. I mean, there's obviously other organisations out there, but for me, it's always been the UFC as the main goal. But as I'm going on, I feel like there is definitely other organisations that I could look at, and I could see myself in there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel one championships would be quite a good road to go, and I'd like to be maybe the first Scottish guy in there. And there's obviously these other ones as well. There's Bellator.
I was going to discuss Bellator a little bit because I think, you know, depending on the outcome, they might approach you with a tidy wee offer and a place on the main card at the High Joe. You know, if as long as Chris Bungard wins his fight in June and they can get Chris Duncan to continue his winning streak, both great athletes. Is that something you'd be open to as well?
Definitely. Like I said before at the start, I'm getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning. I'm training. I'm going to my work. Like, no offence to my brother, which is my boss. Like, I don't enjoy being a scaffolder. It's hard work. It does keep you fit, keeps you strong. I'm not want to be grafting all day and then coming home again, not seeing my kids, not seeing my wife, and then coming back in here. I mean, I'd rather get paid, get a decent amount of money where I can live off and train, and then I can see my family in between these things. You know what I mean? That would be ideal for me.
Is that the priority for you now? Full-time MMA?
Full-time MMA was 100%. I can't see it any other way. Yeah. That's going to be my job. Whether it's UFC, Bellator, One Championships, I definitely see that's definitely the way it's going to be. Finally,
we gave Adam some praise. I want to finish the interview by just talking a little bit about you and Sloan being in your corner since day one. Yeah. What can you say about him and what he's done for you throughout the years?
He's like the best. He's honestly the best guy in the world. He's always there. He's one of my best pals. You know what I mean? He's not just a coach. You know what I mean? He's more than a coach. He's always been there for the start. He's always believed in me, and he's always told me how far I can go and stuff. And it's great to have him. Even just like he'll come down here or whatever and give him maybe a couple of wee tips, or like we've been doing most of the time. He'll come in, he'll hold pads for me. I mean, he doesn't need to be in here holding pads for me. I mean, he'll come in when he's just finished his own work. Yeah. And come in here to hold pads for me for free. You know what I mean? Which is great. So I can't thank him enough, honestly.
And finally, before I let you go, enjoy your Saturday night. Don't think there'll be much drinking involved, but
or eating.
Or eating, yeah. Is there anyone that you want to thank that's helped you in preparation for this fight?
Right. Sorry, this is a bit unprofessional. But
no, not unprofessional at all. Did you write a list in preparation?
I made the list of my sponsors, right, because I've just had a lot of new sponsors, so
right, I see.
I'm going to just give everybody a shout because there is a few that's just recently I've got. So Scran Fitness Food, obviously, they've been pretty much from the start of my pro career anyway. Helped me out with all my meal prep. It's great, honestly. You just take that to work, bang a microwave, I'm good. Skyline, which is my work that I'm working for, but it's also my sponsor. My brother helps us out. He gives us money when I go to things like California and stuff. And he obviously gives us the time off, which is good. He's given us the week off before my fight. And Forsity helped me loads, honestly. Like, he's definitely helped me loads. Python gave me all my gear, all my training gloves, all my shin guards, everything. Hellcat does all my banners, does my t-shirts, Boom Boom t-shirts if you want one. Dapper Gem, which is my own brand. Yeah. Enhanced Sports Performance, sorry, that we've mentioned. Fitness Trainer Scotland, again, helped me out. We're going to California. And all these next ones, they've all gave me money to help me out in this fight camp.
Right.
to help me go to California and just help me live. When I've been away to California for 3 weeks, like I've not been getting a wage, you know what I mean? There's nothing been coming in. My wife doesn't work, so these things are just helping me. Honestly, it's greatly appreciated. So Scott Fife Garage, which is like a cars garage, buys and sells cars. Piquero Plumbing and Heating, which is a guy I actually know, very good. Hard Grind does the haircuts. Helped me out again with some money for California. Fresh Ink Medi Spa. Now this is like a women's sort of cosmetic thing. Right.
Well, you have been prone to a bit of modelling throughout your career.
I'm thinking about getting some lip filler. But yeah, that's more for the women's side of things. But they have gave me money, which helps me out. Which is great. Pharaoh's Parcels again just helped me out with some money. Clearview Window Cleaning. That's Fraser Hare. She's the actual fighter as well. He fights out Results Gym, and he trains at Origins as well, which is with Sloaney. And then I've got like Gav Balfour's driving. He's like he learns people how to drive, you know what I mean? So he's helped me out as well. Also a good friend as well. That's everyone. So I hope I've not missed anyone.
Well, Facebook will tell you anyway. Nice one, Scott. Thanks very much.
Cheers.